Welcome back to Cassie Elle Reviews on the Indie Game Report. I have been pretty lucky lately with playing some really nice two-player games, and today I'm sharing one of those nice two-player games with you. It is called Bridges to Nowhere, and it is hitting Kickstarter soon from Doomsday Robots Game Co. The theme of Bridges to Nowhere brings the two players competing against each other to create the most impressive bridge. The player who does this earns the sought-after contract, and the first player to 2 contracts wins the game. Let's check out Bridges to Nowhere. Welcome to Bridges to Nowhere. As mentioned, the goal of the game is to create the best, that is, highest scoring bridge that you can, thus winning the contract. The first player to 2 contracts wins the game. The game is basically set up in phases. First is a draft phase, then a build phase. After these 2 phases are done 4 times, a scoring phase occurs. Bridges to Nowhere is made up of 3 types of cards: contracts, pillars, and bridges. Each player begins the game with a matching set of 6 pillar cards. Pillars are the foundation to a bridge. If a bridge isn't between 2 pillars, it will be worth nothing during the bridge scoring phase. During the draft phase, players will go back and forth choosing one of 6 bridge cards on the table. Once both players have the 3 bridge cards they've drafted, players will refill the bridges, and then they will enter a build phase. There are a few restrictions and ways to earn bonus points during building. One of the main rules during building is the bridge cards and the pillar ends to the bridge have to be the same kind of bridge. There are 3 different kinds of bridges in the game: trusses, suspensions, and cables. Another important rule of building is bridge cards of the same number can't be built adjacent to each other. In fact, they have to be either in ascending, descending, or in order of both. Pillar cards can be built on top of each other to create multi-tiered bridges. This is more difficult to do successfully because the second and max third levels, when they're complete, provide the builder with extra points. After players have drafted and built 4 times, the scoring phase will occur. A player earns the same number of points as the number on the card. The numbers are added twice over for second tier bridge cards and 3 times over for third tier bridge cards. Of course, the bridges have to be complete by having piers on both sides. Bonus points are also given for matching pairs of icons and to whomever meets the requirements for the contract card, either the minor or the major. Once all of these points are totaled up, the player who has the most takes the contract card. The game is reset and a new game is played, and the first player to 2 contract cards is the winner of Bridges to Nowhere. So that was the gist of Bridges to Nowhere. The game first caught my attention with its art. It's very light and simple, and even the color gradient gives you that feel of like being in a sunrise or a sunset. But beyond the art, I found the amount of strategy to be quite surprising considering the simplicity of the components. You're trying to build a bridge that is most valuable, and you have to consider the few options that you have. If your opponent takes, for example, a bridge card that you were really hoping to draft, you have to be willing to rearrange your strategy. Sometimes, if I wasn't paying too close attention to my hand of pier cards, I would go to close off a bridge and I would think I was going to get a whole bunch of points, and I just didn't have the right pier card that matched the bridge type. So you really do have to pay attention to everything that's going on in the game. And you also can't underestimate the value of the sets of icons, which, by the way, are bridge themes. There's like a little boat and a fish and like little seagull. The game also doesn't take up too much space because the bridge cards are really small. So if you're looking for a nice game that travels well as well, Bridges to Nowhere is going to be one of those nice smaller games that will travel well. Overall, if you're looking for a fun 2-player strategic micro card game that is like filler time, it only takes about 30 minutes or so, I think you'll really appreciate Bridges to Nowhere. Bridges to Nowhere will be on Kickstarter soon, and if you wanted to pick up a copy for yourself or just learn more about the game, there's information down below. If you like this review, feel free to leave a comment, and if you would like the Indie Game Report to check out your game, you can check out our website down below. Thanks for watching. I'm Cassie Elle signing out with Bridges to Nowhere from Doomsday Robots Game Co.